recently on the internet, I've been seeing a lot of these things called tier lists and like ranking lists, which basically depicts somebody ranking the best or their most favoritist members of a certain group, category, etc. So today I decided, you know what, let's kind of hop on the bandwagon, because I kind of find these a little bit fascinating. You know, you get a little bit more insight into my head and which superheroes I feel are the most interesting, are the best, etc. So today, we've got the Avengers and the Justice League mains, pretty much. The main people in both teams, and I wanted to see which one would be better in terms of my personal enjoyment, as well as how interesting they are in their writing, but also as well in their, you know, power set. For instance, you're not like these two. They have add nothing to their team, so they're going to be in the D tier. However, before we get to that, I probably should explain who's going to be in our little this ranking session. Okay, we got Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, and Martian Manhunter. Pretty much the 7 founders of the Justice League. That's pretty easy there. So I figured if there's 7 founders of the Justice League, why not have 7 members of the Avengers join in? So we've got Ant-Man, which, in case you don't know, was an actual founder in the comics. Not many people know that. They typically know the MCU stuff and are like, oh, Nick Fury was a founder. No, Ant-Man was also a founder of the Avengers. So if you're a casual nerd, there you go. We've got Ant-Man, we've got Captain America, the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, of course, the MCU 6. Just makes sense to throw them in here. Okay, now without further ado, the daunting task. We have 14 characters, 7 from Marvel, 7 from DC, and I'm gonna get yelled at by the comments. So yeah, like I kind of said earlier, Black Widow and Hawkeye, they go there. For multiple reasons. One, they are the weakest characters of the Avengers. Absolutely. They bring pretty much nothing to the table. Like, if Iron Man gave them Iron Man suits, they would probably be, like, bees. There you go, bees. However, now, no, they're not. They're just like, they don't do anything. One dude has a bow, the other one has guns and go pew pew and apparently sticks in the picture. So yeah, they are kind of the base set. They are the worst out of the 14. Following that might be more of an interest level thing for me. I don't find Wonder Woman very interesting. Maybe that's just me. That's something I could totally see a lot of people yelling at me for. The movie was good, but besides that, nah, she's not that interesting to me, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a horrible person. Maybe people are gonna yell at me. But to me, Wonder Woman has just never been interesting. You know, I've always loved Batman and Superman and Spider-Man and Iron Man and the Hulk and all these other guys. And even Green Lantern. Even though the movie was garbage, Green Lantern is still freaking awesome. But Wonder Woman, I don't know, she's just never grabbed my attention. The whole Amazon thing, I'm not entirely sure what her powers are. They just seem to be, I have bracelets, and that's about it, with a shield, with a sword. I'm also not from this time. I guess, like, the idea of her fighting gods, or, like, godlike creatures is kind of cool. However, in the end, I don't super believe her winning against those kind of creatures and those kind of, beings. So, yeah, she's not... She's... Don't yell at me, please. I know she's one of the main 3. I know that, but I'm just not interested in her at all. That being said, though, she does have, like, some semblance of power. She does have a little bit of interest there with the whole she's, you know, Amazonian? Amazian? An Amazon princess. So there's some interest there, but besides that, not much for me to really grasp on, you know? Same thing can be kinda said for Martian Manhunter? Like, I don't know, whenever someone talks about the Justice League, it's always like, oh, they've got Superman, Batman, and then there's the Martian Manhunter, and we got the Flash! You know, there's not much enthusiasm when it comes to people talking about the Martian Manhunter. It's kind of interesting, it's a lot more interesting than Wonder Woman, at least, in my opinion. The whole, he's like an alien, that kind of brings intrigue, he can transform into another alien-like being, but he's much more of the, like, I'm better as a background character, as opposed to, I'm a better foreground character. In my opinion, he seems very much more like the I'll explain what's happening kind of character, while these other dudes do the cool stuff. Next up, the Hulk. The Hulk, I don't know, he's practically an A character for me. He's got the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation, he's got the whole he turns into a monster thing. He's got a lot of intrigue there, in my opinion. And he is super powerful, like he might be S rank powerful, but we'll get into more of the S ranks perhaps later. Green Lantern as well, he's a total A rank for me. Green Lantern is super interesting. It sucks that Ryan Reynolds didn't do that good. I don't know, Ryan Reynolds is awesome, but he did the movie he was in that portrays the boy Green Lantern wasn't very interesting. He does have some interest with the idea of like he goes into space, and like the power ring especially is so fascinating. And the idea of the different colors representing different like emotions is such an interesting idea, and it's so unbelievably creative. Like that's gotta be one of the more creative things in comic books. The idea of a Green Lantern and Green Lantern core and Green Lantern rings. It's so fascinating. There's so much to him, and he's very interesting to me. However, he's never really written that interesting, but like he's so powerful. I feel like he belongs in the A rank. Speaking of DC superheroes, The Flash. I think The Flash is an S rank, and if you disagree with me, I can totally see why. I see that sometimes he's not super interestingly written, especially with whatever CW is doing. There's some weird incest stuff happening there, over the course of seasons. However, to me, The Flash is so interesting. He is probably the most powerful character in DC Comics. Click the card, because I talk about that. I know, cheap plug, but it kind of ties into why I think The Flash deserves to be in the S rank, or perhaps the A rank. We'll put him in the S rank for now, but that might change later. Ant-Man is tricky, because he isn't super interesting. It's more like everything around him is interesting. I'm gonna put him in the C. Everything he can do and all the doors he opens by the PIM technology and the PIM particles, that stuff is interesting. Everything around him is cool. Like, he can go subatomic and stuff and open up these new worlds of exploration and stuff like that. But, I don't know. Besides that, he doesn't seem to have much to offer. He can go really small. It's not very creative, but yeah, besides that, it's cool. Okay, now we got like the final three right there. I didn't even mean to have like the three mains besides Wonder Woman. Aquaman. I'm gonna give him he's a solid B. He passes. Well, actually, a D is a pass in grade here, but like it's, you know, it's right below A. He's solid. People make fun of him a lot. Like, way more than they should. I don't know, maybe this is just like a comic book thing. He's badass. He is really badass. Like, sure, take him out of the water? Of course! He looks kind of like a dork if he's taken out of the water, right? But, like, in all the stories that involves water, he's really cool. He, like, controls giant armies of fish! And, like, I don't know about you, but if I'm in a pool with one shark, I'm getting the hell out of there. He controls that shark. And if you're a bad guy, you're not gonna survive. So, Aquaman, he's a solid B. That is also a thing that might change to a C. I don't know, depending on what we see later. Now we've got you guys. Okay. Thor is an B. You're a B. I don't have a super specific reason why you're only a B. You're kinda average. You're kind of an average superhero, man. You're a B. You're really powerful. You're Chris Hemsworth. I have been told by many of women that you're attractive. But, yeah, besides that, I don't know. There's just not much to him, in my opinion. He's really powerful. The idea of the mythology stuff that he brings to the table is interesting. But yeah, Nothing more there to really say. And now we're down to 4. The big Boy Scouts and the Rebel Rich Boys. I don't know what to do about these guys. Iron Man is a solid A. And I think Captain America joins him in that. They are both really interesting. Captain America being a man lost in time is very fascinating. To me, at least, the idea of, like, I have to play catch-up. I hate that, like, in the MCU, they don't show that much. They do have him, like, in a few scenes, like, he's writing down in, like, the notebook in Winter Soldier. But yeah, Iron Man is sort of interesting. He's pretty much a discount Batman, if we're gonna be honest. And I don't want to be mean, but he is kind of a discount Batman. In terms of, he's the rich kid who gets a not superpowers, but, you know, super suits. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can really give you on those two characters. You know who they are. Just like how you know who these two are. Superman and Batman. That's a good ranking right there. Batman and Superman. S rankings, both. Batman for the interest reason, Superman for the sheer power. So yeah, so I wanna kind of talk about what I think of my ranking right now. So we've got like 4 of the Justice League members in the S and A. And I feel like that's definitely much more based on their powers, because the MCU, and, well, not really just the MCU, but the Marvel landscape, all that, all the Marvel comics, etc., they're much more real world based. So, and DC Comics are more like, these are gods. Superman is a god. Which is why Batman is typically the most interesting, because he's not a god, he's just a dude who decided to train really hard, and is rich, and that's about it. The Flash, super powerful. Again, I've mentioned the video, it's in the card. Green Lantern can literally make anything he wants to, and he doesn't even have to know all the intricate details of the thing he's making. He can just be like, I picture a tank in my head, and there's a tank coming out of his fist. So, yeah, so in terms of power, the Justice League, way more powerful. However, like, Bruce Banner, Iron Man, and Captain America definitely are much more, like, we're good characters. Okay, like, the Hulk has definite power. Like, should be an A, or an S, I should say. But we're gonna keep him at an A. The whole idea of, like, he's 2 people, he's angry, he turns to the big boy, he's not angry, he's a little boy. It's fun, it's interesting. Iron Man, he's much more interesting to me in the fact that, like, he has cool technology. Like, Batman has, like, you know, he has a grappling hook, he's got, you know, a boomerang, he's got all that stuff, he's got a car, aka a tank. But, like, Iron Man, like, his creation stuff is kind of cool, and the idea of, like, it can just morph due to nanotechnology and stuff. That's interesting. Captain America is also super interesting because of the fact that he doesn't belong in this time, which is why the end of Endgame is really satisfying. I'm not going to say anything, because spoilers. Aquaman, as well, pretty interesting-ish. Like, he's not super interesting. There is the whole idea of, like, he gets made fun of a lot. Like, it's a joke on Family Guy that Aquaman is lame. He's not that lame, he's only lame in certain situations. However, if he's in the right situation, Aquaman is a badass. Like, Aquaman, the movie, he's kind of a badass. You know what I mean? Like, if he's underwater, he's amazing. But if he's not, then he's okay. Thor, also kind of here, only because he's super powerful. But besides that, I don't find much interest in Thor. And when it comes to the C and Ds, it's mainly just who's more powerful, and, you know, I'm not super interested in either or any of these guys or gals. The only reason Ant-Man's not up here is because, like, he himself is not that interesting. It's really just everything around him that's interesting. I've already mentioned that. And yeah, that's my ranking. that's my tier list. If you want to go into the description, the tier list is going to be there. If you want to, send it to me on Twitter, also in the description. If you want to send me, your tier list of these characters, and if you want to explain them or not, don't really care. Anyways, yeah, this is the tier list. Tell me if you guys liked it, tell me if you didn't like it, tell me if I'm full of shit, tell me if I'm amazing, and this is the perfect list in the comments. So yeah, thanks for watching. Anyways, that's gonna have to be the end of this video here. Did you guys like it? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of my over-analytic and dorky content, why not check out this video here? And while you're staring at this outro screen, why not click this little subscribe button? Anyways, hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye! Yo.